Now, for me, it's not the head count. I always convert one employee, multiply by four, because if I take a nuclear family, I have
Yeah.
almost 3,500 employees to take. It's very short life. For me, even if I have not learned from COVID, you're not sure even of tomorrow. In a positive manner, I'm not talking about a negative manner. What is there to worry,
Yeah.
right? And we all know if you can manage, then please manage, stop worrying. If you cannot manage, just let it be. It's like a river. You cannot stop it. Either you sail through or you're going to get drowned away. 3:30 is when I wake up in the morning. That's my
Mhm.
waking time. 3:30 till about 5:30 for about 2+ hours
Yeah.
is time which is all mine time. Because not
Mhm.
even the birds are awake, not even the animals are
Yeah.
awake. You only can hear, smell your own breath.
Yeah.
And that's the time I can never give to anybody.
Welcome to the CoffeeQs Show, where we sit down with some of the brightest minds in leadership for candid conversations over coffee. From insights on steering organizations to personal stories that shape their journey, we bring you the human side of leadership. So grab your coffee, sit back, and join us for a fresh take on the leaders beyond the boardroom. In this episode of the Coffee Q Show, we have someone truly special. Yes, we have Kush Kapoor, CEO of Roseate Hotels, a name synonymous with luxury and excellence in hospitality. But beyond the impeccable service and curating grand experiences, who is the man behind the brand? Today, we turn the spotlight on Kush's personal and professional journey, learning about the experiences that shaped his leadership style and the pivotal moments that have defined him. So get ready for insights, untold stories, and an exciting rapid fire round that will reveal a whole new side of Kush Kapoor. This is the CoffeeQs Show, and I'm your host, Ekta Capoor, co founder, Amazing Workplaces, an integrated HR organization for employer branding. And I am here to uncover the human side of leadership, one conversation at a time. So, welcome, Kush, to the CoffeeQs Show. I'm really excited to
Thank you.
have you on the show today.
Thank you. No, no, it's a pleasure to be part of this show.
Thank you, Kush. Thanks for accepting the invite. And starting with our first question, Kush, you have spent years creating luxury experiences for others. But what is that simplest, most heartfelt gesture someone has done for you that has left an lasting impact on your life? Yeah.
Uh, Personally speaking, it's the family, I would say, which is always supposed to be the first thing for anybody, I would say, whoever is working anywhere professionally. Uh, I would say I can never thank more than anything else for my family. What the amount of support, I guess the amount of patience they've had with me till date. My working hours have been for years, I would say from 18 to almost 20 hours every day. I mean, I worked almost for about 15, 18 years on that window frame of 18 to 20 hours. Used to sleep for about 1, 2 hours every night and used to be back. I mean, I was mad in terms of my work. Uh, I was blessed to have a joint family. We still live in a joint family. But right from my parents to my brothers to my wife to my kid, my nephew, my niece, everybody supported me. uh, for days, I've actually not seen them because I used to come late in the night for 1 hour, sleep out there, and used to move back to the hotel. And it went on for years, actually. I mean, if I just remind myself, I mean, it's just like it was like yesterday. But if I have to really thank somebody from the bottom of my heart, it's my family who've unconditionally supported me. And I've seen them growing. I've seen my daughter growing. I've seen my family growing. I don't know where those years have gone. I know I can't bring them back, but whatever best in my capacity where I am right now, I'm able to give them the best of the world is what I need to give them back. So that's all I can say, right?
Thanks for sharing that, Kush. In fact, you mentioned about the joint family, and that's something which is very difficult to hear these days, and the very fact that are you belong to a joint family system, and you as a family are still continuing it, just shows the kind of emotions, the strength of those emotions that must be in your family, that they have supported you throughout this journey, and they have stood by you in the hard times that you have seen, right? So as we continue, to our next question, I would like to ask you that leading a hospitality brand means always being on. Yeah, so it's a hard life. Yeah, can you recall a moment where you felt completely drained out and questioned everything that you were doing or that was happening in your life, and how did you pull yourself out of it? Yeah.
I would talk about the COVID time. Uh, and I know everybody in the world has gone through the toughest phase of their life during COVID, and so we and my brand also. Uh, I always take life when these hardships come. I always take them not really as a stepping stone, because I know everybody talks like that. But for me, I actually love myself more when I'm put into these situations, because I know there is always going to be an end of this situation. And if you're able to sail them through in the best manner, the next phase will be far better than where were you before, even like example of COVID. So I'll give you an example. I mean, I still remember and I love those times. So I was talking about that was one of the times during the COVID when even the Gurgaon and Delhi border were completely sealed off.
Yeah.
There were only two occasions which I remember when they were not even allowing people, even with the pass, to enter from Gurgaon to Delhi for whatever reasons. So one time it was for one day that I came to the border. I tried my best and I had to move back my car and went home back. And then after a couple of days, it was for about 4 days. These were the only 5 days literally I was not in the hotel. Otherwise, I was coming every single day in the hotel. It's like I would say, you're driving on the highway, and this is the national highway we're talking about, which most of us know, Delhi Gurgaon highway.
Yeah.
Your vehicle is the only vehicle which you are seeing for kilometers and kilometers in front and back. You can actually park your vehicle on the highway. It's like you've come to a land where maybe to the Mars, where you can't see anybody around you on the highway, below the highway, behind and in front of you.
Yeah.
So it becomes scary because you're the only one found on Earth, little Earth at that point of time. So coming to the hotel, when you have to come to the hotel because your hotel was still on, and you have to make sure that you were definitely having fear factor like all others. But how do I still show my confidence, my strength to the employees who've been still in the hotel? How do I retain them in the hotel? Because I know everybody lost, most of the people lost their job, even from the neighboring neighborhoods, hotels I'm talking about. I was very fortunate enough and blessed to have the owners who allowed me to keep every single employee on the board. Having said that, it just builds up your responsibility double. Now, you've kept the employee on board, means your cost is going to go double and triple more. Now, those were one of the toughest times, as I said, and you're coming to the hotel and there's not much to do, but you still have to keep the team bonded together. You still have to wear the gloves and the mask and everything. So how do you interact with people? How do you talk with them? How do you sit with them and make sure they're happy? How do you make sure their families are happy? If there's something going wrong, and everybody was getting hospitalized, how do you get the cars organized to make sure your employees are also given the cabs for their family members to take them to the hospitals? I would again come back to the amount of support I got from my family, because I guess they understood I'm not going to sit back. I'm not the person who's going to sit at back when it becomes the toughest thing in the life. I'm the person who will always move forward and take that hit on me if I have to take it. Reason, because I had 850 employees with me in the company. Now, for me, it's not the head count. I always convert one employee, multiply by 4, because if I take a nuclear family, I have almost 3,500 employees to take care of. Now, I can't sit at home because the world is shut. It's how I deal my business with 3,500 people. It's my responsibility. I cannot be sitting at home, so that I better be at workplace wherever, however I can get the business. I need to get the business. I need to keep the ball rolling on. So that definitely was one of the toughest thing, I would say. Again, I would say blessed with the family and blessed with the owners who let me do what I wanted to do. And I guess they just took it for granted, let him do whatever he wants to do. And that's what is trust, which kind of pushed us hard. And the loyalty factor for my team, for the brand, really, really moved up after we moved out of the COVID.
That's such a wonderful example that you shared, and COVID has actually given hardships and hard times to all of us, yeah, in some way or the other. But right now, when I'm hearing you out, and I'm actually seeing the very fact that you considered each employee, not just considering the employee per se, but also their families as part of Roseate, yeah. That's something, that commitment you showing towards them, and feeling the responsibility towards them, their safety, their happiness, and whatever, some of them, uh, for the some of them, the job would be so important because it's a monthly thing for them, right? So I think this is really phenomenal, and it actually connects very somewhere deep within, because that kind of commitment from the leader is something I think the employees can never forget. As a
No,
Roseate employees, I'm sure they'll never forget, throughout their
no,
life.
I still remember, Ekta.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the fourth day after the lockdown, 24th March, and I'm talking about 28th or 29th March, when I knew everybody was getting jittery, everybody was getting kind of scared because, as I said, everybody was losing job in and around the hotel segment and hospitality business. I got everybody in the ballroom, and I wanted to do this thing for a fact that I wanted to make sure I make everybody comfortable, and I announced it in front of everybody. I said, guys, we're going to be together. We know this is one of the time, and hopefully this should be the last time we should see this time during our lifetime that the entire world is shut. I said, the only thing which I can guarantee you today until the time we see the sun rising in front of us, I will make sure nobody will be out of the job. Whatever happens, we are going to be all together. So I guess that really, really helped. The same situation I had seen during the 2009 when the entire world economic crash down happened. When I was about to launch Leela Gurgaon, and I had about 800 plus employees during that time for one single hotel, basically. Now at least I have 3 hotels, cafe, co-working space, and the ice skate. But that was, and the hotel was not even opened up. So it was during that time when the entire economic crash down happened, the real estate industry went completely crashed. I did the same exercise almost for about good, I would say 4 to 6 weeks. And I used to address people in the ballroom, 800 employees, guys, we're going to work together. Anything will happen, either we'll die together or we'll sail together. So I guess it's just the learning thing for me. I've always learned in my personal and professional life also, there's always a edge. If you cross that edge of fear factor, then you're sailing through. I've always seen 99% of people, they have this fear factor and they don't want to take that step. And I guess I believe that differentiates you from the rest of the world out there. Thank you.
I think one differentiating factor also is when you're working for other people and when you're working for yourself. So if you're working for yourself, that fear is there. You're thinking
Correct.
about yourself, your safety,
True.
your comfort, right? But when you're working for others, then this change comes actually.
You're absolutely right.
So
Absolutely.
very interesting. Now coming to our third question, Kush. The hospitality industry, we all know it thrives on relationships. And what about the ones, the relationships that are closest to you? So, apart from your professional relationships, do you think that your family has helped shape the way that you lead and the way that you make decisions? You have already mentioned about your family, but I'll again ask you, to dig a little deeper on that.
So it gets a bit emotional because I don't know when was the last time I've actually gone to my nephew, niece, or even my daughter's parent-teachers meeting. If I literally remember, it's one time in the last maybe 9 years, probably. I've never been to their schools. Yes, I mean, if I look at the back, yes, you do feel that I should have given them time, because they deserve your time. Obviously, as a parent, they deserve your parents' time. I've, I mean, I would say for years and years, I leave my house at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'm back probably 7:30, 8 o'clock, at times 9, 10 o'clock maybe. Most of the time, I've seen them sleeping in the night when I'm back at home, and by the time I'm back to the office, either they are awake or they are off to school. So the only time you see them is during the Sundays, and the way the life changes in those 6 days, it is so quick and fast. Because being a professional, being at my level, Sunday is also not literally a off day. Even if I'm taking them out or going them out with them, meeting friends or relatives, my laptop, my mobile is still 24/7. So, physically there at times you feel, but emotionally you're still not with them. So yes, at times you do feel that you still need to should have given more time. But again, as I said, coming back to one thing, it's the blessings of being in the joint family. My brothers, my sister-in-laws, my wife have helped me so much. I can't thank them throughout my life. I guess I would need another 7 lives, I would say, to thank them what they've done for my family. I mean, for me, especially on that part. They've never even asked me till date that, Kush, we need your time. You need to be at home. This is the birthday of the family member. You should have been there. Let's step out. Let's go out. I mean, if I talk about for Taj Hotels, I worked them for 8.5 years. Right. So if I remember my Taj days, it was for 8.5 years I was with Taj Hotels. When I left, I realized that I made the history as being one of the managers in the Taj Hotels who've not even taken a single leave for 8.5 years. Now, when I just kind of switched back and saw, I say 8.5 years have gone and I've not even taken a single leave. And my family has grown beyond probably what I saw them 8.5 years back, right? But again, coming back, and the amount of support which I got even from Taj management, it was immense, I would say. The growth which I got from them was immense, and I'm always thankful to them for that.
Right. Now, Kush, tell me, you meet thousands of people in your line of work. So, has there been any conversation with a guest or an employee or even a stranger that has changed the way you see life? Yeah.
I would say it happens every day. If you keep your, I would say, mind open, we've heard of that universe connects the dots. I see every day when I come to the office or even when I'm going home, that there is somebody who will help me to learn every single day. If you come with that intention, so in our spiritual world, people say that if your intention is right, universe will help you. Yeah. So I only wish that I should be connected with somebody today who will help me to help more people around. And I mean, there are thousands and thousands of examples. I'll give you the latest example probably. I just banged into one of the guests who I didn't knew in the lobby, just few days in this hotel only, in Roseate House, Zero City. Very young guy. I will even talk about that he's an IIT Delhi pass out. He went to Harvard to do his MBA, and he's also done his course from Wharton. He's not even 35 years. He's actually getting married next month, and he's booked our hotel also for a couple of rooms. Such an amazing guy, I can't tell you on that part. And I was that for the last couple of days, I was trying to find out somebody who's really into artificial intelligence, because I do a lot of stuff with my team with artificial intelligence, and also, if I have to put it across, ecotourism or sustainability. Otherwise, as a brand, you only think either sustainability or AI. Yeah. So I try merging them together, basically bringing them together, marrying them together, and bonding them together. And we just bumped into each other in the lobby. I said, "May I help you, sir?" He said, "No, I'm looking for some rooms." I said, "Let me show you around." And I showed him around, and he liked it. And I said, "So what do you do?" He explained me. As I said, I'm IIT pass out, and I said, "Can I ask you some questions?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Would you be able to connect me with some?" So I didn't ask him straight a question that I want your help. I said, "Can you connect me with somebody in IIT or probably Harvard or Wharton? This is what I want in terms of artificial intelligence." He said, "Kush, this is the job which we anyway do. It's my company who does this thing." I said, "Wonderful, super." So just to answer your question, it's just one thing. And if you're open to changes, if you're open to learning, universe will always help you through somebody or someone on that part. Yeah.
Right. No, that's very right. And it's always said you just put out the message and keep yourself
Correct.
open and things start
Absolutely.
happening. So that's
Absolutely.
pretty interesting. Now, I'll ask you one question here, which is not part of, the questions. But when you said AI and, merging
Sustainability.
sustainability with AI, it's something which makes me curious to know, that how does AI impact the hotel industry, except for the processes and all. If I because hospitality per se is about humanity, about humans, about feelings and emotions. So how do you merge that, or while still using AI? How do you still stay away from the negative impact of it, and how do you still marry the human part, with the AI? Yeah.
Ekta, imagine that so let's talk about Roseate House in Aero City. Now,
Yeah.
100 of our rooms, you can actually open the door with your mobiles.
Hmm.
So you need a room
Okay.
key card.
Yeah.
So you can actually order in-room dining from your mobile. You can actually see the pictures of the dishes from your mobile only on that. Order from
Hmm.
housekeeping services, towels, toiletries, anything what you need. Order a spa appointment or a car, anything from your mobile on that part. You can check in from your mobile also.
Yeah.
Now, that does not mean that I'm bringing the employee ratio down. No, my employees now have more time to talk to you. Because if
Okay.
you don't have to do all those formalities standing and sitting with
Hmm.
you on that, but everything is all done through your mobile, and you love because you don't have to carry an extra key tag plastic card in your pocket. Your mobile itself is a opening door or a
Yeah.
lift access mobile on that part. So that's one part. Second part, if I'm talking about the hotel Noida, which we are opening up, and I'll just give a very simple
Hmm.
example. You travel, I'm sure, a lot on that part. Imagine Ekta is landed at Noida Airport. Our hotel is opening next year out there only, right next to the
Okay.
terminal. Your first thing is I need to collect bags from my flight, right? Now, in this
Yeah.
case, you have to worry about your bags. Imagine you have to go to the Noida for meetings and you check in sometime in the
Hmm.
afternoon, right? So you just come out of the aircraft and you've gone for your meetings. We pick the bags from the aircraft and we put it in your room.
Okay.
You get a link on your mobile that this is your room number. You come to the hotel, your mobile is already programmed for your elevators. You press it, your elevators open up, you go on that particular floor, open your door, stay. Check-in is done. You check out from your mobile. When you're checking out, imagine you got a late night flight from Noida Airport and you got
Hmm.
meetings during the day. You've gone
Okay.
for the meetings, your bags are still in the room. We
Yeah.
take the bags from your room and we load in the aircraft. When you finish your meeting, you get a link on your mobile as a boarding pass and also baggage receipt.
Okay.
You go to the airport, straight away check into your flight and fly out. So you've not even seen your bag. You've not even dragged your bag. You've not even waited for your bag. So
Right.
that's the ease of making your life so simple that you have a lot of things
Yeah.
now, time to think of whatever thing you want to think in your personal professional life more. So just trying to make your life easier as a
Yeah.
guest.
That's really interesting. Yeah. So thanks for that perspective. I think that's really useful to understand how AI and it's helping the hospitality industry per se. So Kush, coming to our next question. I've already shared with you about amazing workplaces. Now, in amazing workplaces, we actually talk about leadership that goes beyond strategy. It's about creating environments where people want to belong. Have you ever made a mistake as a leader that helped you understand this better?
Yes, I would say in my previous organizations, when I was growing as a manager, I was always part of those box structure as your own office. Then your
Yeah.
EA is sitting outside. However, I've grown my career. I started my career as a room boy. Then I was a waiter and I was a dishwasher, a laundry attendant, and a valet. And I used to scrub the lobby floors, clean the swimming pool, clean the WCs of the rooms, and everything on that part. Over a period of time, I realized when I had to go to my general manager, a manager who was sitting in this box offices,
Yeah.
it was so difficult to meet them, even if I had a genuine issue and I really wanted their help.
Yeah.
Uh, when I even started growing as a manager, I eventually realized that I'm also kind of getting in the same box structure. And that means when I wanted to meet my managers, now my people cannot meet me also. So when I
True.
opened the brand associate, I was very clear from day one that I'm not going to have an office concept for anybody, including me. So I don't have an office as caretaker of my brand. I don't have an executive assistant or a personal assistant. And the same goes for everybody. So it's a
Right.
learning from the past, which we've implemented for the betterment. And I believe from the politics or an attitude, this is one of the organizations which is at the lowest level in terms of politics and attitude. Anybody can walk up to anybody because, as I said, there's no partitions. right? So actually see anybody you want to meet where the person is sitting. You just go meet the person, talk to the person, resolve your issues, and move out from there.
Which is really very interesting to note, because at your level, and as we rise in hierarchy, these things happens, silos happen, and uh, it's very difficult to ensure that leaders are approachable. The very fact that you have made yourself approachable, and because you're walking the talk, the people who are working below you, they are also as approachable, because otherwise, if you were not approachable, they would also be not approachable. So this really interesting, and I'm sure our audience is going to have some great insights from here. People who are listening, they will understand that yes, this is the way we actually build great organizations, amazing organizations, as we call them. So thanks for sharing that perspective. And in fact, when you shared it with me during our warm-up call, it really resonated with me, and I kept thinking about it, and I must have quoted it in one or two conversations that I've had after that with a few people, that this is something that I learned, and I really found it very, very interesting and impactful, right? So, Kush, coming to the next question, we all know that hospitality is an industry which is all about perfection and appearances. Everything has to be perfect. But if I were to ask your closest friends and family about a side of Kush Kapoor that the world doesn't see, what would they say? Yeah.
Uh, I would say from a front point of view, I'm very disciplined, and that's what they always say. I mean,
Okay, that helps.
I'll give you very funny instances when my wife and I were working together in Lila Gurgaon. There have been days and days if we had to leave for my office together because we both were working together. And if I had to leave the house at 7 o'clock, I'll wait for the car for her to come from the house. And respectfully, she had to finish the household work also. And that's full respect to all the ladies, I would say, especially in India where they work both outside and inside the house also. It was, I guess, 1 minute. If it's 1 minute, I'll run the car and I'll go. And either one of my brothers, or either my elder brother or my twin brother, will drop her back to the office behind me on that, because they're very clear. He's not going to wait. So I guess that's one part of disciplined life. On the other side, I guess they take me in a manner that I love pulling people on a very joyful note. I hate people who are serious in their life. It's very short life. For me, even if I have not learned from COVID, you're not sure even of tomorrow. In a positive manner, I'm not talking about a negative manner. What is there to worry, right? And we all know if you can manage, then please manage, stop worrying. If you cannot manage, just let it be. It's like a river. You cannot stop it. Either you sail through or you're going to get drowned away, right? So it's same for me. So I try making as light the condition, probably, even if it's the worst or the serious condition, with the jokes which I crack, which at times people take some time to understand, and then they understand, okay, what he said that actually, because I don't show it on my face. That's the way I work, probably, or that's the way I talk. I guess this is the one thing which I would always say, and this is the one which they always talk about me, that if I'm there, I'm only going to make the place and the surroundings very light. And for me, I've always said, and I'm going to keep talking to people, life is very simple. It's we human beings who've made it hard.
Very true.
So if we stick to that, and we understand if the challenges happen, why the challenge happened, what are the options for me? And if 1, 2, 3 are the options, let me pick. If unfortunately I don't have an option like a COVID, I'm sorry, just wait for those options to come. That's all. So I guess that's more what they relate me with on that.
Very true. In fact, I also, resonate with this idea that yes, the fact, rather, it's not an idea, it's a fact that life is very simple, and we tend to complicate it by all the thinking that we do, in this world.
Absolutely.
And yes, COVID has taught us that come what may, life, just moves on. Without people, without things, without materialistic pleasures, everything, life will move on. Yeah. So why worry, kind of thing. So thanks for sharing that part of you, because being a leader has that that thing that I'm very serious, take me seriously otherwise. So it's good to hear that you make life simple for other people and you make it joyful as well for other people. So great. Now, this brings us to our last question, Kush, from this Coffee Q show. If your career were a book, what would be the most unexpected plot twist?
Uh, Unexpected, I would say it's still yet to come in, because the dream which I want to leave is to have in a positive manner again, I want to be a disruptor in the hotel industry. The way the
Yeah.
hotel industry has been working for decades, I really want to change that. And I'll give you an example. Uh, you're dealing with human beings, right? Even in the hospitality. Show your true nature to those human beings. Speak from your heart, smile from your heart. Don't put a mask in front of you. And we all know, we go to the hotels, and the person standing behind the reception, like, the moment the person seen you, the smile comes, good morning, sir. And
Yeah.
immediately the smile goes off.
Yeah.
Why do you want to do that? So rather, I believe in community development. That's the reason I said I prefer talking about 3,500 employees rather than 800 employees. And this is what we're trying to do right now. We are getting the families of our employees within our organization at a
Yeah.
very grassroots level, the contractual employees, help them give the job, help them with the personality development sessions, trainers, English speaking, computer language, finance for non-finance managers, and see how we can grow them. Because these are the people, I would say,
Right.
who still are very pure at their heart. And a human being, as a guest, you and me, we only want that person to genuinely smile at me. Just ask me two questions. Sir, I hope, how was your day? I hope that your day is going on fine. May I help you? If that comes from out, and I'm sure we all human beings, we can see each other in a blink of eye, and we can understand whether the person is actually helping you from the heart, or it's only because he has to do that, right? So
Right.
for me, if I can change the industry, uh, disrupt in a positive manner, actually make it hospitality from the heart rather than just from the profession, this is what I would love to do.
Okay. So basically, you're trying to say that a twist is the twist that you want to bring about in the hospitality industry. Okay, great.
Absolutely.
I think that answers the question well, and that brings us to the rapid fire round now. So get ready for the rapid fires.
Okay.
What is your favorite book or quote?
Uh, there are a lot of books, actually. One of my favorite, I would say, is I can always relate to The Power of Unconscious Mind, I would say. Or,
Okay.
there are tons of books. I read, I would say, at least 50 to 60 books in a year. And I read mostly management and spiritual book both, which just helps you on both sides on that part.
Right.
So, yeah, that's it.
Okay. What's that one value you will never compromise on?
Uh, Transparency. I will never compromise. If
Okay.
I'm wrong, I'm sorry, I'm wrong I will tell you on my face, and I expect you to tell me the same thing on my face. Don't hide things. You made a mistake. Let's admit that and move on, please. Both in personal and both in professional life. That's all I can say. So transparency is extremely, extremely important for me, both at workplace also.
Okay. The last time you had a truly emotional moment at work.
If you're asking from an emotional point of view, I will give an example of today also. I sat down with
Yeah.
15 of my employees today in two batches. And I was just trying to push them hard to understand that when the hotel, as a brand like mine, Roseate brand, is taking initiative and paying for your and your kids English training session, personality development sessions, we're giving job to your kids who are 18 plus, and we're helping them everything we can do. As a brand, we are uplifting the entire community.
Yeah.
What stops you? You do get emotional because somebody says, sir, I'm already like 35 years, I don't think I can do. When I then give my example, I say, look at me. I was a room boy, right? And I came
Mm.
from a village. I was a Hindi speaking boy.
Mm.
If I can do this thing in my life where I've reached, I still need to go a long way ahead on that. And I just want you to be there because I can see my past in you right now. आप रूम बॉय हो और मैं रूम बॉय था 26 years back. अगर मैं कुछ भी कर सकता हूँ to make your life to where I am today, that will just give me more happiness. So I guess when I was speaking to one of my contractual employee today, I just got a bit more emotional that now I really want him to grow wherever I can help him to grow the best. I don't want him to be a room boy throughout his life the way I started my career on that part. So I guess that was a bit of emotional on that today.
True. So, what's harder, saying no to a guest or saying no to yourself?
Saying no to yourself, I would never say no to a guest, and this is what I teach and preach all my employees also. There's always an option for any opportunity. So I'll rather than saying no, I'll give options to you. You pick up whichever makes sense to you on that part. So allow me to give an example on that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you need a car to the airport, right? And my car costs about 1,500 rupees plus taxes. The guest says, no, boss, I'm not going to take this car. Now, I can straight away say, sir, sorry, I mean, if you're not taking, fine, then take an Uber, Ola, or whatever you prefer. But now I want to give an option, sir, can I give you a discount of 15-20% on that part? Or fine, because you promised me you're going to come back and stay in my hotel again. So instead of 1,500, I'm going to reduce that price to 900 rupees only for you this time. But I don't want you to just take an Uber and Ola and go on your own on that part. I'm going to make sure I'll drop you safely, securely, and in my own luxury style on that part. So give options, give opportunities to people.
Right. Okay. One thing you always make time for, no matter how busy you
are. So 3:30 is when I wake up in the morning. That's my waking time. 3:30 till about 5:30 for about 2+ hours.
Yeah.
Is time which is all mine time. Because not even the birds are awake, not even the animals are awake. You only can hear, smell your own breath.
Yeah.
And that's the time I can never give to anybody. And that's the time I love, because you're in your own zone. And you actually talk. So if look from a spiritual point of view, because I'm also doing my Master of Science in Ayurveda right now from Iowa University in US, and I'm also doing my PhD side by side. So this is the time when you also call Brahma Muhurat.
Yeah.
Right? When the energies of the universe are at their best in terms of positivity.
Right.
So I know it's difficult to make somebody understand, but if you go into that zone, which I am in right now, this is when you actually start talking to the universe, and you can actually feel the entire day, the way that entire day is automatically managed by universe for you. You don't have to literally struggle. So those 2 hours in the morning is the best time. Yeah.
Non-negotiable at all. Yeah.
Non-negotiable. 100%. So even if I sleep at 1 o'clock, I have to wake up at 3:30 in the morning. Yeah.
That's the power of discipline. Yeah.
True.
A personality trait you admire in others but don't have yourself.
Personality trait, I can only say that the time which I'm not able to give to the people who are around me, who really deserve time from me, that I would say is going to be there always with me. I mean, that's always going to be there in my heart, that I somehow, if I had more time, I would have loved to give to them on that. Yeah.
Okay. One thing you wish people understood about you.
My vision for making their life a better, I would say. Okay. It definitely hurts me when I'm trying to do the best for them. And I know, and they know that I'm pushing them hard, but it's only for their betterment. And I'm only talking from my experience, and it's a struggle. Every step is a struggle. And I'm just trying to help them to sail through that struggle, because I've been through those tough times of my life. I don't want them to see those times. And that's the reason I want to work hands on hands with them. But you just feel at times disheartened also when they're not able to understand your vision. And your vision is for their growth on that part.
Right. If you could relive one day from your past, which would it be and why?
I would say every single day. Trust me, Ekta, I mean, I'm not saying for the namesake, because when I wake up in the morning at 3:30, the first thing I see and talk to myself in the mirror, and this is again coming back from the Steve Jobs quote, what if this day would have been my last day? Can I do the best of that? And this is what I actually do. So my sleeping time, I sleep around 11:30 and I wake up around 3:30 in the morning. So it's about like 3-4 hours I sleep the entire day. Those are the time I sleep like a doggy. I have no idea what's happening around me. But when I'm there, either at work or with the family or with anybody around me, I want to do the best I can for myself and the people around me on that part. So that's the thing I can do. I mean, I actually don't believe that I'm going to see it tomorrow in a positive manner again. So whatever I want to do, I just want to do it today on that part.
In fact, after having this conversation, I know it's coming from your heart, and this is exactly the person that you are. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, just last two questions. If success wasn't defined by money or position, how would you define it for yourself?
I have never, and I would only request people, please never run after money. My father has taught me one lesson right from the very early childhood stage. If you run after money, you will never get money in life. You should make yourself so amazing, so strong, so
Yeah.
powerful as a personality that wherever you go, money should follow you. So that's the only thing I can say. Rather than chasing money, let money chase you. So make yourself so amazing that
Right.
wherever you go, money should follow you, wherever you go, whatever you do on that path.
Okay. And last but not the least, describe your leadership style in one word, but not a corporate buzzword. Yeah.
Uh, don't take your life seriously, please.
Okay.
Just relax. Whatever comes, just try handling. If you're not able to handle, take somebody's help for that. And this is what I always do. I'm not able to manage the entire thing on my own. I bounce it to my bosses, and they are very helpful to me. And I guess that's the way all bosses are supposed to be. This is what I tell my team also. I say, if you're not able to help, bounce it to me and let me handle that thing. Yeah. So do what you can do, what you cannot do. Just don't stress over it. Just relax and let it be. Let it go.
Great. So I think this was a fantastic conversation that we had today. It was lovely knowing about you, the journey that you've had, and so many different aspects of your life that you shared with us. The challenges, the kind of person that you are, how you manage to be a different kind of leader. I think there was a lot to learn from this conversation. Thank you so much, Kush, for being on the CoffeeQs show today. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. It really means a lot to me. I guess this is one of the talk shows that I've actually opened from my heart. Otherwise, it was always a professional talk. So sincere thanks once again for this. Means a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, Kush.